I am back again. This is Chip Cod Roach, and since we are getting into the high school football season, it's coming up this week. So yes, I guess it's only natural. I don't know how many YouTube sports people there are, but I am doing Friday Night Lights.
Never seen it.
The movie.
Never seen it.
Not going to tell you how my review is going to be. I don't want to give that away till the end.
As you could tell by his facial expressions.
Oh no, I might love it. So this movie, Friday Night Lights, came out in 2004. So movies that came out in 2004, we'll find out how it goes up against that. And also, people say this is one of their favorite sports movies. So we will see how it goes up against all the good sports movies. And yes, there are quite a few out there. So we'll see how this lines up next to that. So in 2004, it was I'm going to call it an up and down year. You had you had the second Shrek movie, that was good. You had Ladder 49, I enjoyed it.
I cried.
Well, it did have, no, I don't want to give anything away. So, Ladder 49, Passion of the Christ, whatever. That was a big time movie. It was controversial. Let's see here. We had what was it? Princess Diaries. Is that it? Princess Diaries 2. Okay. We had The Notebook, Secret Window. Let's see. Spanglish. How can I make fun of one of Adam Sandler's worst movies? So Spanglish, White Chicks was bad. Oh, I thought I mentioned The Day After Tomorrow. I didn't. That was a pretty entertaining movie. Dennis Quaid was in that. So this movie here, Friday Night Lights. Let's see, Billy Bob Thornton is Coach Gaines. Connie Britton, which you barely even see in this movie, is his wife. He does have a daughter. They don't show her much either. You also have Lee Jackson, which this was his only movie.
Are there people in the series?
Some.
Okay.
To be honest, they don't really. I'm going to explain the characters throughout the movie. It's they do show them, but unfortunately, they don't go into a lot of detail. I'll explain the whole thing. Jay Hernandez, we know him from the movie Hostel. He was in Saved by the Bell, the new class, I believe, or was he in Hang Time? It might have been Hang Time. That's a basketball show. It was on TNBC. He was in The Rookie. He was in Something You Like. He was in one of those crime shows. And then we get into, what's his name? Something Black.
One of them crime shows. That tells me a whole lot.
Yeah, he was, I don't remember which one he was in.
Do you know how many I watch?
Maybe it was Hawaii Five-0.
I like that show.
Yeah, the one actor you do know, because he was in that movie that show with Scott Bakula. It was something New Orleans. I don't know if it was
NCIS.
NCIS New Orleans.
Okay. I like that one too.
Let me look at the actor name. It's something Black.
Did you figure it out yet?
So his name is Lucas Black. Sorry about that. I couldn't remember it. I know it wasn't Lewis. He's a comedian. So Lucas Black, we've known him. I believe he was in, what did you say, NCIS New Orleans? NCIS New Orleans. He was in a movie called The War, American Gothic. That was a TV series. Yeah, you wouldn't hear of that. It was only on for just a couple episodes. Let's see. He was also in, he was in the movie 42. The Jackie Robinson movie.
Was I sleeping when you watched that?
Probably not. I thought you saw it. Then there's Derek Luke. He was in Glory Road. I'm getting a lot of head shakes here. Tim McGraw is in this movie.
I know who he is.
Yeah, Tim McGraw. I'm so glad he was in this. He was
I like him.
He was Charles Billingsley.
What hole's that?
This is also. He was the one kid's dad who was an alcoholic.
There's no dad that's alcoholic in the show, though.
No, the show had similarities. This was based on true events. We'll see how true they were. I did some research, believe me.
And how true were they?
50-50. The end of it's pretty bad.
So
I
Hollywood took it over.
Hollywood took it over pretty much. Yes, this is also based on a book. I'd have to really read it to see how accurate the book is as well. Brad Eland is in this. He was from the show. He was Buddy Garrity. In this, he's John Aubrey. Do you see him much in this? Not really. I don't even know what his role was. I think he was one of the announcers. Let me think who else is in this. There's a couple people I don't know. Like I said, Lee Jackson was in this a lot. This was his only movie. So, I will do the first clip, and once again, I will say how could this movie be? Yeah, I'm just gonna say it's mostly Friday Night Lies. So I will get to the first clip, and let's see where they begin. Okay, so this is the opening scene here. This is 1988, and preseason, day one. This shows all the characters. You got Boobie Miles. He is the running back. It's showing him running. The defensive end, Ivory Christian, is the guy in front of Ratliff Stadium. And then it shows Don Billingsley in the one car, which is Tim McGraw's son in this. You can see him thrilled that Tim McGraw's in this movie. And Jay Hernandez.
What is with you with Tim McGraw?
I can't stand him.
Why? You liked him fine until we went to Taste the Country and Jim Kelly came out.
Yeah. Well, I heard he said some negative things about Buffalo, too. So
We don't live there. I don't get what the problem is.
He caused some problems. Anyways. And Lucas Black, who is the quarterback in this movie, was in the one car. His name is Dave Winchell. And it shows how much pressure these kids actually have playing football in Texas. This is something the movie does do well. You see the cameras on him. Boobie Miles is, of course, acting cocky. He is the running back. The team is around him. Boobie Miles is the star player in this show, or in this movie, sorry. And also there's Lee Thompson-Young, who I didn't show in this yet. He's the backup running back to Boobie Miles. And we all know him from the famous Jet Jackson, Johnny Tsunami. You're shaking your head again. He was in Disney before this. So, the next clip I will show you Coach Gaines, who is played by Billy Bob Thornton. We know him from Bad Santa, Tombstone, and Bad News Bears. No. Okay, well, I will show him next. All right, well, this is the coach in his office. It maybe wasn't the best clip of him, but don't worry, there will be a couple more. It's pretty much showing the trophies. It's showing how his office is set up. It has all the positions. He's kind of getting his mind right before the first practice. I'm just going to kind of show the next clip will be how they practice, and really, it might have the cameras there. I'm not really sure. I don't exactly watch this movie a whole lot, so I will show you that next.
How y'all doing up there? Y'all doing all right? 45. Booby, that's my nephew out there. I think it went Heisman Trophy Sunday. Heisman, really? Oh, yes, sir. You bet on it.
All right, so this scene was actually better than I thought. Not only do we get the cameras, but I guess there were a few, as you can see, there was a few scouts at this practice as well. You saw some Purdue hats. You saw the Miami Hurricane hats. There may have been a Notre Dame hat there. What do you mean they didn't see it? Yeah, they were all there. You were still filming. Okay, so yeah, there were scouts at this practice. They got the cameras, the microphones. They're doing interviews with players. Yes, in high school, they do all this. I wasn't used to this growing up in New York. I didn't realize that this stuff really went on. So when I saw this movie for the first time, I thought it was really far-fetched. Well, it's not. This is something the movie did get accurate. Was the camera coverages. There was just a couple other things they did not, but I'll get into that as time goes on. So I will show you the kids' hangout and what they do when they're trying to escape this high-pressured high school football. I will show you.
I'm all right. Come on, Mike. Look, look. He's not going out either. Yeah, he is. Mike, you're going out there. And if I have anything to say about it, you're going to get laid, too. Billingsley! Order your Taylor's house now, Billingsley! You better be there! You're going to get wasted! Order your Taylor's house! Billingsley! Isn't that guy like 35?
So yes, this is this is the Permian Panthers. This is a town in Odessa, Texas. And yes, the guy driving by, this is something I did want to bring up, and the clip just proved it. Yeah, a guy makes a big deal that there's a party at Taylor's house, and that 35-year-old guy is about to go to a football party. So these people in this town are losers, in my opinion. They only care about these state championship of a high school football team. I don't get it. I don't care if you have a high school championship ring, state finals in high school. It doesn't mean anything. Apparently it does in this time. I don't get it. Comment if you think I'm wrong.
Well, you don't play high school football, so there's
Yeah,
that.
but it doesn't matter though, because I mean these people are going to high school parties at age 35. I see a problem with that.
Yeah, but you can't take it on the high school kids that's trying to
Well,
get
no, I'm
somewhere
not
in
talking
life.
about the high school kids. I'm talking about the people that are 35 that still flash their rings around at these high school kids. That's my point.
Mm.
And another point I'm going to show is here's the problem with Booby Miles. He's putting all his eggs into one basket here. He's relying on his football skills. And I'm about to show what he's kind of playing with fire here, and I'm about to show why.
Did they do to him what they did to
Well, Smash wasn't stupid.
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the football player, where the movie made him really look really stupid, and he really wasn't
Michael
stupid.
Orr.
Yeah, him.
I see. They didn't really. It's possible. Yeah, but this really wasn't. I don't know if this was really based on a real person though either. I mean, The Blind Side was based on a real.
Yeah, well, that was a Hollywood outage.
Yeah, it was. This really wasn't any better, but I'll get to that later.
Lifestyle is but one of the bonus features of playing for. What's that word? It's the. Okay, John. See how that? Yeah, this is USC. That's UCLA right there.
Okay, well, this is the little bit of an issue here. Booby Miles can't even read his recruitment letters. That's a big problem. What if something happens to him? I'm not saying something will. And I'm not sure how much of the clip you got, but Lucas Black in this, who is Winchell, the quarterback, doesn't really act like a quarterback. I know he doesn't smile. He doesn't have much of an expression at all. But I just don't buy him as the quarterback. A quarterback is one of the leaders on a team, and he does not, in my opinion, does not really fit that role a whole lot. And the problem with this movie is the characters aren't really likable. They're just there. That's a huge problem that I had. And the coach's wife is hardly ever shown. You don't see his family often, which really... You can't really relate to any of them. They don't really do a good job of really introducing you to some of the characters, which I wish they would have done. Yeah, you see Billingsley with his home life with his dad, but not a whole lot of anybody else. So we're gonna find out what happens to Booby Miles in the first game. Does he have a good breakout game? Yes, but we're gonna see what else happens to him, and I'm going to show you that right now.
Miles comes to his right. Bentley takes him down.
Ooh, that hurts. Well, I believe he tore his ACL here, but I'm not really sure. And did the opposing team really care when they did this? No, they did not. They were down by so many points that I think they may have done this on purpose. I'm not sure. But Boobie Miles is now gone. And tearing your ACL in 1988 is a little bit different than tearing your ACL now. Back then, it was almost a death sentence. You probably were not going to play again. They didn't actually really make that injury. They made it better now. But boy, back then, you're pretty much done. So we will see how they do the rest of the season. I will show their second game clip. And let's see how they do without Boobie Miles.
It's going to be a challenge.
Not a good thing. As you can see, they're not really doing well without him. The quarterback is throwing interceptions, and it's like I said, the guy playing the part of the quarterback, I like him as an actor, but I really don't like the part that was written for him. That's not really his fault. I just think that's a little unrealistic, but I could be wrong. So, we will meet the Billingsley and his wonderful drunk father, which is played by Tim McCrapp. I'm sorry, McGraw. I'll apologize later, but I'm not sorry.
Hell of a game. Good keys. Way to take care of business. Good keys, man.
So this is Billingsley. See, that's the thing. I don't even really know what position he is. He may have actually. I think he's the fullback. And this is his drunk dad, played by Tim McGraw. I do apologize for my last comment. I will write myself up. I will write myself up for that comment. And that is Tim McGraw on his car drunk. Must be what he drinks when he gets together with Jim Kelly. So he's on the car, and this shows that there's also one of the inaccuracies of this movie is if you could look real close, you do see a championship ring on Mr. Billingsley's hand. He did not win a state championship. I looked it up. So he flashes that ring in front of his son all the time, which honestly doesn't impress me at all. It's not
even his.
They did not win the championship when he played for the Odessa Permian Panthers football team. They did not win the state championship when he was on there. I did look that up. And he was on. I think they said he was on the '69 team, and I think they won 70 or 71. I can't remember. But the point is, he did not win that. So that's one of the inaccuracies there. So it does show his home life a little bit. The one scene I did not get is when Billingsley is fooling around with a girl that he brought home from a party, and his dad was waiting for him to come home, and he interrupted them, and he duct taped his hands together and put a football in there to make sure he hangs onto the ball instead of fumbles it. I did not show that. But yes, he does do that. So Tim McGraw plays a great part. And I will show you what people do to the coach's house when he loses a game. I'll show that to you next. I'll tell you, this town has no moral principles. Losing one game and you're putting for sale signs on the poor guy's lawn. This is actually the closest you actually ever see the coach with his wife. This is the only time I think you really ever see those two really hugging is after a loss on the front steps. I don't even think Connie Britton even has one line in this movie. And I might just sound like a person that's whining, but I mean, you kind of want to see the coach with his with his kid and his family, wouldn't you?
We're doing the show.
Yeah, maybe I'm just so used to the show. But anyways, so I will show the interview with the quarterback. I don't really know how it goes, but I'm trying to prove my point here a little bit. That he just doesn't seem like a captain of a football team, because the quarterback is supposed to lead these guys, and I will show you that next.
Sort of. I mean, it's not too bad. I know. Playing like a fool. Do you think you can handle it?
If you got a receiver kid jammed inside, what will you do with your brain?
Yeah, hope so.
What will your brain do?
Yeah, no, I forgot what scene I was on.
The quarterback.
Oh, right, okay. So this is the interview with the quarterback here, and as you can see, he's not real. I guess he's really not lively. I think Tom Brady has more of a personality than this guy, and and that's bad because I find Tom Brady very, very boring. So this guy maybe has like a.
I think I'm getting divorced before I get married.
Oh. He's kind of got an Eli Manning thing going for him, only worse. So, yeah, so this is the quarterback. I mean, if anything, just let me know if I'm being too harsh on this, but this is the writing. This is the part that was written for him. I wish they would have made this better for the characters, but they really did not. So, I will show a couple more of the football scenes, because the one thing I did like about this movie is the football scenes themselves. They were actually really cool. So the other running back goes down, so we'll find out who takes his place.
Around the right side, Hansel overrunning, runs out of bounds. The throw. Here comes the rush. Winchell avoids the rush, throws the ball. Homer turns from blocker to receiver, gets the ball, crosses the 20-yard line, crosses the 30, Homer to the 40, Homer to the 50. Where did this speed come from? Across the 40. Who was that?
Well, here's some of the football scenes here. Yeah, the running back goes down, so yes, you have Lee Thompson-Young, who is Chris Homer in this movie. And yeah, the first play he runs out of bounds. Obviously, the coaches are not going to like that very much. He pulls an Emmitt Smith there. So, yeah, he avoided the tackle to run out of bounds. Not a good idea. But then,
I would have.
a couple of plays
They like to
later-
hurt everybody, apparently.
Well, you get laid out once and you get used to it. So then, next play, he obviously runs in for a touchdown, and everything seems to kind of start to come together. So this is good news for him, and Boobie Miles is still waiting to hear his results from his knee, so he gets an MRI on it, and now we're going to see the results.
What we're looking at right through here is the ACL, and what this shows is that he's had a fairly significant, fairly serious injury. James, let me show you right through here is where the injury is, and it looks like you've had a pretty serious injury to that part of your knee. Significant enough that I have concerns about what you can do from here on.
Someone, can I see that?
Well, let me just say, with how your knee felt when I examined it and what I see on the scan, with the things that you do well, the reason you're great is that you can run and cut and hammer people and you don't hesitate because you've got a solid knee. When you don't have this ligament, you can't do that, so it's really out of the question.
No, that's not what Dr. Spencer said. He said 3 weeks. 3 weeks.
So obviously this is not good news. He lied during the exam. He obviously felt the pain there, and there's no ligament in his knee. So his game is cutting and moving, and he can't do that without the ligament in his knee. So does he decide to play? Yes, he does. So we'll see how that goes. We'll find out in the next clip.
Number 45, lining up behind quarterback Mike Winchell. The offensive line is raring to go.
I think I only have one more clip after this. A little 2 minutes.
Ryan is doing left. Hesitates just a minute.
Oh, let's go with 6.
He stands and he's down.
Well, that didn't last long, did it? You just got the ball, and I believe you said that he bounced. So it looked like he was already playing in a bounce house, and not in a good way. So that was the one play. And then obviously the second play is what knocks him out of the game. This probably wasn't a good idea. Not a Booby Miles highlight reel. I don't think colleges want to look at that. So obviously he's done. They did not win this game. And also another inaccuracy. I believe the wide receiver that Winchell was going to when they lost this game's name was Wiles. From what I read, Wiles isn't even credited in the movie credits, but he was the place kicker for the Permian Panthers. Not the receiver, he was the place kicker. So that would be inaccuracy number 2. There is more coming, and there's only 2 more clips. So this is pretty much going to be all into one. So I will show the coin flip, and then I will show one more after that, and then I will do my review.
Toss. Coins are down.
This one looks like it's heads.
Okay, that's heads for Adeline Cooper. Heads.
That's mine.
It's heads.
Okay, Midland Lee is also heads.
We got Durbin over here.
Coach, that's you.
Colgate.
Don't touch that. Leave it alone. That's heads.
Yeah, that's heads too.
Does this look like heads to you, Doug? I can't tell the difference. That makes me tell.
Folks, that there might be some controversy here regarding Cooper's coin.
It's tails.
So, yeah, a coin flip is televised in Texas, I guess. So the one coin is worn out, so they all land on heads supposedly, but the one coin is in bad. It's in rough shape. It's like the Roseanne bar of coins. It's in horrible shape. So the one guy looks at it and says, "Oh, does this look like heads or tails?" And the other coach looks at it and says, "Yeah, it's tails." So Permian is going to the state playoffs. So that's great. And they do get all the way to the state finals. And it's played at the Houston Astrodome. The real story is it's actually played at Texas Stadium. But it was pretty cool to see the Astrodome in a movie. You get to see the Oilers symbol, which is pretty cool. The Astrodome, they did that as a neutral site because I guess Dallas Carter, it would be like a home game for them. Whatever. So they picked Houston as a neutral site. But like I said, it's cool for the movie.
What's the other inaccuracy?
Oh, I'm getting to that. We are getting to the state finals. Oh yes, you know what? That would make sense too. You know what? I will say that after the final clip.
Okay.
The 2 big ones are at the end. The fun part. Let's see. First of all, not only did they get the stadium wrong, these 2 teams did not play each other in the state finals in real life. People actually watched this movie and said, well, this is what really happened. Wrong, 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 and wrong. They played in the semifinals, and the final score was 14-7. And from the clip that you just saw with Dallas Carter playing dirty, I watched a documentary on what Carter lost, the ESPN 30 for 30. I saw the actual clip from the state finals. I forgot who they played, but they were also not even a dirty team. They were actually very clean. So that was inaccurate. If I was the Dallas Carter players and watched this movie, I would be mad. They really Hollywooded this up. This did not really happen. And even the score was wrong. It was just a 14-7 game in the semifinals, but I guess 14-7 isn't very exciting. The people that actually liked this movie were not very bright. They were,
Or they didn't know it's based on true things.
well, yeah, but they really weren't very bright. I know some of the people that did watch this like it was a documentary. It's a movie. It's not a documentary. It's for entertainment. And with that being said, now this movie they consider to be, I'm almost done, this is considered one of the best sports movies ever made. How does this compare to Rocky, Rocky 2, Rocky 4? I'll even throw the program out there, The Express, 42, A League of Their Own, 8 Men Out. I'm trying to think of another classic. Oh, Major League, Slapshot, Bull Durham.
The Mighty Ducks.
Oh, okay, fine. The Mighty Ducks, Mystery Alaska. I'm glad you bailed me out on that. How does this movie compare to them? Is this even a great movie? Not even close. If I had to grade this movie,
You do have to grade this movie.
I do have to grade it, but I am going to be very generous, and I'm going to give it a whopping D to C minus grade. The characters in this were uninteresting. They were boring. They were lame. Billy Bob Thornton was just okay. People thought he played a great part. For the part written, fine. He was great. But no, I didn't find the characters good at all. Like I said, they showed his family maybe 2 to 3 times. They showed Don Billingsley with his dad pretty much showing his ring and being drunk the whole time, which is fine. It's a little depressing, but it's
Wrong.
it's just not a. It's kind of more of a depressing movie than anything else. And football's the only thing that's going in this town, which is, I guess it's fine. It's a small town, but this was not one of my favorite sports movies. The only reason why I kept it is because I was going to do a review on this. But I got it over with. So that's the good part. So if you like this movie, that's fine. Do I recommend it? Not really. Not even to check it out. If you're curious to how this ends, go right ahead. But other than that, I'm not going to tell you the ending of it, just in case you want to check it out. But I don't even know if many YouTubers are even sports fans. I may only get one view on this. And if I do, that's fine. I'll continue to do older movies. But if you want, subscribe, comment, and thank you for watching.